Purpose is a pretty unusual place. We are basically a home for building and accelerating social movement organisations, so new attempts to mobilise large numbers of people around important issues. Tomorrow I'm going to be speaking about New Power, which is essentially a framework that I've been working on with Henry Timms, who's the founder of a philanthropic movement called Giving Tuesday. And we're going to be talking about the new forms of power that are emerging in the world, why they matter, how they challenge old power, established institutions, and how that balance of power is shifting. Take something like fossil fuels and climate change. There's a bunch of people with real power in societies and economies who will fight tooth and nail to preserve their power. The current fight that's happening over the future of the planet and on climate change is a great example of that. We all know that the world badly needs to make this adaptive shift to renewables, but it's going to be very hard. Ideally, governments are there to both protect rights and exercise the will of the majority, and those two things are not necessarily always consistent with each other. Corruption, as an example, is just an intrinsic barrier to creating an alignment between people's interests and the behaviour of government. In parallel then, I think you've got to create mechanisms for ordinary people to genuinely feed into their politics. I see excellence in terms of what contribution can I make that is a good use of my particular skills and talents. And so if I'm using that comparative advantage well, then I think that's excellence.